Close your eyes for just a second and think back to literally yesterday. Yesterday, you were completely sweating over your GCSEs. You were probably hunched over a desk, stressing out over flashcards, memorizing past papers, and just cramming every last bit of historical dates or scientific formulas into your brain. The pressure was intense, right? But today? Today is a completely different story. Today, you are staring down the barrel of 10+ weeks of pure, uninterrupted, glorious freedom. The pens are down, the exams are shipped off, and the world is entirely yours.
Now, what's really wild to think about is the stark, almost jarring contrast between that intense exam pressure and this massive amount of unstructured time. Just think about how your life has been set up for the last several years. Every single hour of your day was planned out by the school bell, your revision timetable, your teachers, your parents. Your schedule is built for you. And now, suddenly you have absolute freedom. The safety net of a routine is entirely gone. And that dramatic, sudden shift, that is exactly why most people end up completely wasting this incredible opportunity.
Because you no longer have a bell telling you where to be at 9 a.m., it is so easy to fall into what we can call the dusty bedroom trap. You know the one. Sleep, scroll, and repeat. You wake up at noon, or maybe 1 p.m. because there's literally nowhere to be. You grab your phone before you even get out of bed. You open TikTok, you check Instagram, maybe watch a few YouTube shorts. The algorithm totally takes over. And then suddenly, it's 4 p.m. You haven't eaten a proper meal, you haven't even seen the sun, and you've basically just become a passive spectator watching other people live their lives to a tiny glass screen. It's a vicious, endless loop.
Look, I want to be incredibly clear here. This dusty bedroom trap happens not because having fun or resting is a bad thing. You literally just finished your GCSEs. You have worked incredibly hard, and you absolutely deserve to rest, play video games, and just chill out. Resting is crucial. The problem isn't the fun. The problem is that a total lack of structure makes time slip away completely unnoticed. When every day looks exactly the same, your brain actually stops recording new memories. Time just accelerates, and those long summer days start blurring into one massive gray block.
And this brilliantly illustrates the danger we are trying to avoid, because the truth is, September arrives surprisingly quickly. Right now, at the start of summer, 10 weeks feels like a total lifetime. It feels like this infinite expanse of days. But summer has a really funny way of tricking us, doesn't it? July vanishes, August flashes by in the blink of an eye, and suddenly you are getting targeted ads for back-to-school backpacks. Before you even realize it, September is right around the corner, and the freedom is over.
So let's look at the 3 golden rules. The crucial question is, how do we break this unstructured cycle without overwhelming ourselves with toxic hustle culture? We definitely do not want to replace your GCSE stress with completely fabricated productivity stress. That would totally ruin your break. Instead, let's look at a simple, balanced approach. We can structure your 10 weeks using 3 core pillars that will anchor your days, keep you moving forward, but still leave plenty of room for all the rest and fun you deserve. We'll start with golden rule number 1. Choose just one single skill to learn. Not 5, not 10, just one new ability or expertise you dedicate time to learning this summer. For your entire life so far, you've been forced to learn exactly what the national curriculum tells you to learn, but now, you're the architect of your own education. You have the ultimate power to choose something that actually fascinates you. By picking just one skill to casually chip away at over these 10 weeks, you're building an asset for your future, totally on your own terms.
This second rule asks a simple but absolutely vital question. How will you make memories? This rule exists to make sure you get out of that bedroom trap and actively experience life. If you don't plan things, your friend group might just drift into their own scrolling habits. You kind of have to be the initiator here. Summer is for living. It's for making those core, ridiculous memories with your mates that you'll be laughing about in your 20s. Take a cheap train to a neighboring town. Go play basketball at the local park. Sit in a field and just talk about life. But you have to actively choose to make those memories happen.
And finally, the third golden rule is to pick just one specific area of your personal life to focus on improving over the next 10 weeks. Again, notice the restraint here. We are saying one area. When teenagers try to overhaul their entire life, deciding to perfectly fix their diet, their fitness, their sleep schedule, and their studying literally all on the same day, they usually fail by day 3 and just give up. But if you pick one single metric, like making sure you drink a bottle of water every morning or committing to reading 10 pages a day, the compounding effect over 10 weeks is massive.
Let's rapidly look at what this actually looks like in practice, so you can start brainstorming what to do with all this free time. What could that skill be? Well, maybe you spend time learning video editing or content creation.
We all consume a staggering amount of media on YouTube and TikTok every single day, so why not peek behind the curtain and learn how it's actually made? You can download free, incredibly powerful software right now and just start experimenting. It's a highly creative process, and honestly, it's an incredibly valuable modern skill in today's digital economy.
Or perhaps you dive into the tech world, learning the foundational languages of coding, like HTML, Python, or JavaScript. You don't need a university degree to start. There are literally thousands of free tutorials that can guide you step by step. Imagine spending just an hour a day on this. You could come back to school or college in September having built your very own functioning website or a simple game to share with your friends. It's challenging for sure, but the payoff is huge. Moving over to life improvement. Your goal could be a simple daily commitment. It could be as straightforward as dedicating just 1 hour a day to the gym, going for a run, or playing a sport. Just 1 hour out of your 24. It gets you away from a screen, it gets your blood pumping, and it builds discipline. Over the course of 10 weeks, that single hour a day will completely transform your physical energy and your mental health.
And here are a few more highly practical ways to use this time. If you're coming up to the right age, you could easily knock out your driving theory practice. Getting it out of the way now means zero stress when you're back in the academic grind later. Or how about you finally get through that stack of books sitting on your desk? Dive into fiction, explore fantasy worlds, or read up on history, whatever captures your imagination. The specific activity doesn't matter as much as the fact that you are actively engaging your brain.
Okay, let's wrap this up with the emotional landing.
Now I want to consciously slow down the pace here. If you've been casually listening while doing something else, I want you to really focus in for a second. We've talked about skills and routines, but this right here is the fundamental mindset shift that is going to protect your sanity this summer. You absolutely do not need to start a massive business or become rich during your time off. Your social media feeds are probably flooded right now with toxic hustle culture. Finance influencers telling 16-year-olds that if they aren't dropshipping, day trading, or building an empire, they're failing. That is complete nonsense. You are a teenager on a post-GCSE summer break. You are not supposed to have your entire financial future figured out. Reject that pressure entirely. And along those exact same lines, you definitely don't need to magically become a perfect, hyper-productive machine either. Setting rules for yourself does not mean you have to be flawless. You're going to have days where you sleep in until noon. You'll have days where you eat snacks and play games for 6 hours straight. And you know what? That is perfectly okay. Don't beat yourself up. It's about the general direction of your summer, not about punishing yourself for a lazy Tuesday.
Which brings us to our final lingering thought. Your only real goal, the true benchmark of a successful summer break, is to make sure you don't wake up on September 1st filled with that horrible sinking feeling of regret, wondering where those 10 beautiful weeks of freedom went. Did you learn something new? Did you step outside and make a few memories? Did you take care of yourself just a little bit better? If the answer is yes, you've won. So as we wrap up this explainer, I'll leave you with a question to answer for yourself right now. What is the one single skill you are going to choose to explore today?